Welcome to part 7, chapter 7 of our It Is What It Is run through The Evil Within. It's the opening part of chapter 7. This is another long chapter, so we split it into 2 videos again. We won't finish chapter 7 in this, but we'll make it a long way. It takes about 22 minutes to get to a good breaking spot. Remember from the last episode, we finally made it to the church. After going through hordes of enemies, and then 2 brother guardians and a wolf guardian with the split head thing.
You have to stay with me. There's no other way.
Now that's Kidman talking to Leslie. If you get there at just the right time, you can kind of look down in that grate that's underneath the statue right behind Sebastian and get a glimpse of them as they walk by, but there's not really much to see there.
Hey, Joseph, you still with me?
Of course, Joseph getting sick leads to a cutscene with Ruvik coming into the room and separating us once again. Just felt like there should be more to this church, at least this part of the church, than there really was. You kind of walk in and have this cutscene.
Sebastian, you ever had the urge to just jump? When you're on a high place, or the subway rolls by. Imagine if you had that urge for a minute straight, then 2 minutes.
You fought it off 3 times now, Joseph. You're learning to stop it.
You're not listening. I'm not worried about stopping it, Seb. I'm worried about not wanting to stop it. Some part of me wants to turn. I don't know why, and I can't reason it away. It's deeper than that. It's like instinct, and it's getting stronger.
Hold on. This might...
Bounce off the floor onto a wall and stand up. So presumably we're in the catacombs of that same church. Though the way things have been working, we could be in the catacombs of any church and anywhere in somebody's imagination, apparently. The great thing about the concept of the game, that you can basically go from
searching for my partners.
one wild and crazy set to another wild and crazy set and never have to really explain why you're somewhere new, because everybody knows it's not real, but you still have to deal with it as if it's real. There are a lot of barrels around. My experience in trying to burst them all is there's very little in them. You might get something, mostly you're just kind of running around spending minutes of time accomplishing very little. There are some handgun ammo there and a bomb, a proximity bomb that we can get parts from, as long as we don't kill ourselves with them. I've been doing pretty well with those, I think, so far. It took a long time during the first playthrough where I got to where I just avoided them. You can leave them alone. If you know they're there, you can just walk by them crouched, and it doesn't matter how close you get to them. There are very few of them that you actually have to do something with. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's ever done this. I'm not the only one that has done this way. But there are some undead basically in a room to the left in this hallway. And I'm just going to almost kind of lure them out into exploding bombs by just planting some crossbow explosive bolts here right in front of the doorway. There's a sniper rifle on the guy at the end of the hallway that didn't even seem to hear the bombs going off. Apparently one big guy wasn't completely killed by the bolts, but he was pretty hurt because one handgun ammo was enough. Almost to 100,000. This should put us over 100,000. Yep, crossed the 100,000 mark on the green goo. Should be great if we could upgrade ourselves. Can't, so it's just kind of a waste of time, but at least you'll get an idea of, how much you can find if you were going through it and were able to upgrade yourself. I'm not entirely certain why, but I seem to have a memory of this room having more in it that, I was either really happy to get that handgun ammo or something. Somehow I was expecting more. I have a memory of this being a good room. I don't have a specific memory of what I picked up in here, but being excited about it when we first found it. So maybe I was just really low on handgun ammo. I was excited to be able to shoot something with just a handgun again. It's so weird that they got the graphic wrong. He's looking at the side of the thing and says, "Oh, it's loose," and then pulls the relief off the middle of the door. Ah well, small things. For Sebastian, this is just like any other trap, just do the mechanism. When we get to playing the DLCs, the assignment and the consequence, you'll see that those boxes start to play. Well, those boxes are going to play a big role for Simon or for Sebastian here shortly, but they're never more than just kind of a disarm the same way you would any other trap. But for Kidman in the DLCs, they hold pieces of information and always some sort of locked puzzle that you have to figure out. Unfortunately, I didn't do this real well. I didn't look when the A came up to look, so you're going to kind of miss something here. But what you see, if you look through the door when the sound happens, is you see the executioner. And that box that we were just talking about, he's got one of those on his head. He pulled a lever inside that, and that big thing in the center of that room dropped down. And when it dropped down, it closed him off. So there's a passage that big thing right there in the center that dropped down with the chains, dropped down from the ceiling, and he disappeared in there. So if you'd been watching a little closer, or if I'd not been so apt to go break some useless jugs, you'd have a reason for where you're supposed to be trying to go. So that's the birth certificate or birth announcement of our daughter. R being Sebastian's daughter. Catacombs found beneath
The worrying.
parish. So
I see.
here we are again with somebody's memories creating catacombs for us. I don't know who that person is as far as the story goes. I don't know if he's the executioner. He could be the executioner. I don't believe that's the name of the person you play when you play the executioner DLC. 2 keys so we can open lockers 15 and 16. That leaves us with just 2 more on this wall. It's always best to fill up out in the field and use this as kind of a safety net. But at the same time, there's the end parts of the game that you won't be able to get back into here too. So if you leave a lot of resources in there, then those are resources you just didn't use to get through the game. All right, well, that covers our trip to the hospital again. Now there's 3 places to put reliefs.
It fits.
The one that we took off the door that basically opened into this area fits in the middle. You see doors on both the left and the right open. It's a free world. You can pick which way you want to go. But if you go this way first, if you go to the left, I call this the left side. I guess it depends on where you're looking at. But when you're standing in front of that box looking at the box, to the left, you'll be able to turn off gas in here. And turning off this gas will open an area for you in the right side that otherwise won't be open to you. And I don't believe it's this first thing here. It's later on you're going to turn off some more gas. And by doing that, what I always found, if I didn't go through the left side first, then you can't go into the hidden or secret area where there's a lot of good stuff. Well, there's a lot of green goo and a key. The green goo is of course not really useful to us in the is what it is run, but in a regular run it's of a lot of use. If you drop him at the right time, him falling triggers that trap and we'll kill the other guy. 2 for the price of 1. Now I forgot that there's a guy in this cell on the left. Don't break that. Just leave him in there and shoot him through the bars. I mean, we wind up shooting him through the bars anyway. But there was no reason to break it. I think if I hadn't broken it, it wouldn't have made enough noise. He would have had his back turned and I could have gotten a good angle on him to start with. Now I'm kind of have to deal with his vomit while I eventually kill him. So. Deal with him primarily first, especially like if you can use an upgraded harpoon bolt to the back of the head. That usually does the trick. Another proximity bomb. Sometimes I call that pretty close, don't I? There's one in here, I think I call it close too. I swear when we were playing on standard, they didn't always have the blue bar the exact same size. Like, you'll see through this entire run that the proximity bombs, that blue is always the same size. I swear when we played on standard, when we were playing for the very first time, that the size of that blue area that you have to catch it in sometimes varied. Like, the more valuable the stuff, the narrower the blue band was. That's a good way to clear a room. This room has lots of resources in it that normally it's a great thing. Once again, we're so limited on what we can carry. Pick up some goo. We're not limited on how much goo we can have, but how much use it is, you know. We always do the top off and pick up. We just used one bullet up there to shoot the guy down that caused the trap to trigger and kill his partner. So not that useful to us this time, but there were some parts in there. We did get our sniper rifle round back, so still a good thing. Here's now one of those chests, and that note back there that said that he was going to curse the chests and they were never going to be that easy to get into again. And I don't know exactly if you call that a curse, if the chest is cursed or the person that's got it on his head is cursed, but he becomes a problem before this chapter's over. We won't really have to deal with him in this video, but in the next video we're going to have to face the execution. I don't know why, but that seemed fun. Those big two-headed guys can really eat up the handgun ammo. Even if you're shooting them in the head, it just takes a lot of handgun ammo. The shotgun's kind of the right tool for them. If they're walking like that. In a minute you're going to see them crawling. Then the right thing is your foot. But we got all of our handgun ammo back, so we're okay. It's always surprising to me how the first time you play through the game, even the first couple of times you play through a game, how big everything seems, and it just feels like the world just goes on and on and on. It's so huge. That's another good way to use a proximity bomb. Blow them up. Given our propensity to throw haymakers that often miss, hand-to-hand with these guys is not recommended. But if they've already been hurt by a bomb, you know, it worked out well for us. You can see our shotgun, because we can't upgrade it, it's now taking two shots to the head to kill the foes we're running into with a shotgun. So it is what it is, becoming a real thing. But I was saying that the first time you play through the game, these areas just feel so huge, and like you can get lost and turned around, but after you've played them, you've gone through them 6-7 times, it begins to feel they're short. It's not that big of a deal. Not that long. Now if you look through there, you can see that there's some possibly good stuff there that you can't get to. I'll admit, I was completely perplexed on how to ever get to the hidden area. I think I first saw it on Gab Smolder's page. I don't know if you guys have ever watched any of Gab Smolder's. She's a professional gamer that has a Let's Play channel that she plays a lot of horror games. And I think I was watching her, and she just walked to it the first time. I was like, really, that was not intuitive to me. As you can see, we've even burst its head open, and it's still crawling around. But when they're on the ground like that, I took a little damage, but not bad. Saved any more rounds. There's two of them on the ground here. I was kind of surprised this worked as well as it did, but not a single shot fired and got both of them. Which is a great thing, because normally, you know, they're 2 shotgun shells. So I was happy about that. If you notice when he turns these, it closes the passage you came through and opens the passage in front of you. The closing the passage you came through is a problem because you wouldn't be able to get back. Like if you tried to make the loop again, you wouldn't be able to get back to turn off the gas. And so if you hadn't turned off the gas, now you couldn't be in here if you hadn't turned off the gas. But that's where we were first looking through. And now way back here in the back, you can see jars, big jars of goo, and a statue if you look closely. Getting close to finishing the episode, finishing the video. We're going to climb up these stairs, look around a little bit. We'll find the relief that goes on the left-hand side of that big box in the main room. Put that on that, and then we'll start to head towards the other end, and that's where we're going to leave it with you for today. In the next video, we'll go down through the right-hand side of the path, as well as here we did kind of the introductory to get into the catacombs, and then the left side. The next time we will do the right side, and then the exit from the catacombs. And that chapter 7 is basically the church and that little bit of tidbit at the beginning, and then the catacombs of the church. All right, well, I hope you've enjoyed this so far. This is actually one of my favorite parts of the game, were these catacombs. I really enjoyed these kind of physical puzzles. We'll see you tomorrow.